Facebook is intentionally destroying the battery life of your cell phone. Allegedly. At least that's the claim of a former Meta employee who says he was fired because he wouldn't take part in so-called negative testing, where Facebook would, in the background, test new features and essentially do load tests on your phone, which would absolutely nuke your battery life. And well, if that's true, some of this stuff borders on disgruntled employee, conspiracy theory. I get it, but the problem is that anyone who's used Facebook and the Facebook app, especially on Samsung devices, they particularly seem to have issue with this, knows what a terrible battery performer it is, especially with background usage. It claims it lost location data and it's always knowing where you are and all the rest of it. But this sounds like it starts to make sense when you match it up with the battery difficulties that we have with the Facebook app. And the number one tip that people give, especially on the S22 Ultra videos, of how to save battery is turning off Facebook, deleting Facebook. This applies to Messenger as well. This particular employee was someone who worked on the Messenger app. That's something that you need to curtail. And background usage, whatever you have to do, curtail that. Put it in deep sleep, which I know is available on the Samsung devices. That's something that's helped as well. Or just delete it altogether. And I know it's tough because a bunch of people use Facebook, keep in touch with family and friends. But if it's true, if this document that he says exists describing these negative tests, well, that's a big problem. That's a huge problem. That's something that not only do you then wonder, well, what else are they doing on our phones without our consent, but it's something like you seriously consider getting rid of Facebook at that point. At the very least, if you have to use Facebook, whether it's for work or family, I would recommend Facebook Lite and Messenger Lite. Those are both great apps, and they don't seem to carry the same battery hit that the full Facebook app carries. And I don't know which is worse for Facebook PR-wise. I know which is worse for us, but I don't know which is worse for them. Either having people think that your engineers are so incompetent that they can't optimize their app to play nice with the battery life for all these devices, or the reason why they're so stinky on battery life is they're doing something illegal. You want to be caught out as an idiot or a criminal? Either one. Because it has to be something. It has to be one of the two, or some third one I'm not thinking of. Because there's no way that year in and year out, the Facebook app is the number one battery drain on all these devices across the board. How much location data could they possibly be pulling? And you tell me the weather app isn't pulling stuff, Twitter's not pulling location data. All these apps are spying on us, okay? All of them are spying, okay? I'll put spying in quotations. All of them are pulling data on us, whether it be for marketing or all those different things, whether it's legitimate or not, okay? So the fact that Facebook is far and away the worst in terms of battery life, well, they have to be doing something extra. Because you can't tell me that they're the only ones doing that. I know other apps are doing that. You can see Twitter sometimes in the background taking up space as far as battery life is concerned. But it's always Facebook. I'll have there for Facebook usage time is like a minute or two, yet it's 10% of my battery usage for the day. Why? And you'll see underneath it, background usage. So limit the background usage, I think, immediately on Facebook, on your Android apps. If you have to, if you're so inclined, if you don't use it a lot, if it's just to check in with friends and stuff like that, and you could do without it, then go ahead and consider deleting it. This could fall into, like I said, it could fall in a couple ways. Is this just a disgruntled employee coming up with stuff to create a case against the company? Is it kind of border on tinfoil hat? Maybe there's some of that, but there has to be some explanation on why Facebook, the app specifically, does so poorly with battery life, and it has to do more than just with the location data. I'm tired of the location. Well, it's always getting location data in the background, stuff like that. It's got to be more than that at this point. And if they are sitting there just saying, okay, well, we're going to test this on this device. Oh, we have to see how this feature loads up images on an S22 Ultra or a Galaxy A53 5G. That's not that far out of the realm of possibility where, we're not talking aliens here. We're talking somebody in an office wanting to know how something performs on a device and just at a flip of a switch, making something in the background do load testing for their own kind of data and information on how to optimize different apps and features. Not out of the realm of possibility. It's not that harebrained when you think about it. So if it's something that is going on, remember, Apple got caught out for throttling devices on the back end. They claimed it was for our own protection. They didn't want to wear out the battery. They wanted features to be preserved on older processors, but it still was something that they did intentionally without telling anybody. Okay? So it's stuff like this has happened before. So the idea that Facebook is somehow sending this information out to devices and doing their beta testing on your individual phones and killing your battery life is something that sounds like that Apple processing nonsense. Well, they'll get caught on it, they'll apologize, and they'll have something where you could opt in or something like that. You can opt out of having your background usage tested for new features or existing features on the Facebook app. But something's got to be done. Facebook Lite, like I said, is the way to go. Getting rid of Facebook is also a perfectly good option because, especially with the S23 Ultra, I'm going to be doing multiple tests on the S23 Ultra now. With Facebook, without Facebook, and seeing the battery difference. And I am interested to see those results because I know a lot of people get varied battery screen on times, battery life indicators and stuff like that when they're using these devices, both for the Pixel devices and also for the Samsung devices. So I'd be interested to see what the correlation, what the overlap is for people who don't use Facebook or use it very little, or at least have it on deep sleep and all the other things that you could do to kind of limit background processes. I would be interested to see that between the additional screen on time that other people might not be experiencing. If you feel the way, if you've had similarly negative experiences with the Facebook app, let me know down in the comment section below. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Please consider tussling that subscribe button if I keep showing up in your recommended, because 92% of you are not subscribed, and that certainly makes me sad. So until next time, have that Steve-alicious day.